Hi guys, it's Clip King returning for another little tip or mod video. Basically been sat at work this morning and thinking about the problem that Dean Knight highlighted to everybody last night, which is basically the end of the sleeve is deteriorating under the pressure of the glove. As you see, the sculpted glove has a small cuff on it inside there. Either when you're swapping out the hands or when you're rotating the hands or whatever, it's making the sort of pleather suit peel and deteriorate. Now, as I showed in the video I put up last on my channel, mine's not too bad, although it has started doing it. So in my mind I'm starting, not panicking, but I'm thinking, how can I stop it, or how could I sort of alleviate it a little bit? So I've got 3 ideas in my mind that I'm going to try that hopefully will do that. Basically includes making the hole in the glove slightly bigger that the wrist peg will fit into, so it's not as hard to push on. So I'm going to try that. I'm also going to try and stretch the cuff on each glove, and then also I'm going to try and put something on the end of the sleeve to harden it up that will hopefully stop the suit from peeling back. So that is what I'm going to try. I'm going to show you me doing it. If it works, I'll let you know. If it doesn't and I fuck it up, then I'll let you know that as well. But it's pretty much to stop the problem happening, because I feel that on everybody's it will do that unless Hot Toys change the wholesale batch to a different style glove. I can't see that happening because I think it will have shipped to Sideshow already. So like I say, it's just one of them things. I'm going to try it on mine, and if you guys get it, think, well, I saw that Clipper did that, so that's what I'm going to try. Right, so first thing I'm going to try and do, before I've even warmed the gloves up, I'm basically going to try and bore out the hole inside there a little bit, because if the hole is small and that's what's making you having to rotate it to put it on, that's might be what's rubbing your suit away. So if we make that hole a touch bigger, not massively bigger that it's going to be falling off, obviously try it only on one hand before you do them all and make sure the wrist peg will still grab it, but you're trying to create as little resistance from the hole as possible. The way I'm going to do it, I'm not going to fuck about with a drill or out like that. I've basically just got a screwdriver, and then as you see I've got this sort of hexagon head which is quite sharp around there. It is slightly bigger than the hole is, so I'm going to put it in and I'm going to bore it out slightly. So all I've done is insert the hand into the screwdriver into the hand and just rotate it a few times fast, which I have done. And that should have bored some of it out. I know it's zooming in on stuff I don't want it to. It will bore out some of the rubber from the inside of the hand. I'm going to give that a good go, and I'm going to try the hand back on the sleeve to see if it's going on a lot easier. So just to show, I had that hole a little bit bigger. That's the flakes of rubber that's come off. So now I'm just going to try that hand back on the figure and see if it just goes on a lot easier. Yep, so that hand has slid on a lot easier. It's still held, as you can see it's not falling off, but it will pop off easier than before. So because I made the hole a touch bigger. Right, so I've finished boring all them out, made the holes a little bit bigger on every one. Like I said, don't go fucking mental and drill them out totally, because then the wrist peg won't hold it. Then what you want, the old trick, boiling hot water, freezing cold water. And what you're going to do is drop everything in to the red hot water, just to soften the rubber up. Let them get red hot, and then you can take them out one at a time. And basically I'm going to stretch the cuff. All you need is something bigger than the arm that's going to go back on. So I'm using the handle off a fucking old shit wooden spoon thing. So all I'm going to do is soften it up, push it onto that, which will stretch the cuff, and then when it's done that, I'm going to put it into the cold water. That should set it at the size that I've just stretched it to. So that is what I'm going to try next. So here you see, might be a couple of millimeters bigger circumference than the arm. It's been in the red hot water. Push that, something wider, anything will do. Push it in right into the cuff. That'll stretch the cuff section, as you see. See how it's opened it up a bit? And then put that into the cold water, and it should set at that size. Hopefully that'll work. So that's what I'm going to do. Right, so that's all my hands stretched and bored out. Next thing I'm going to do is I want to harden that up, the edge of the suit. Now I will say, my sleeve is glued back underneath the wrist peg. The wrist peg doesn't rotate, but you get your rotation through your hand, so that also might be causing some of this wear and tear on it. So basically what I'm going to do is, I'm going to glue the very edge. I'm going to do a circle right around the tip just to harden that suit up there. Obviously when the glove's on, that's going to be covered, but that is my idea. Some people said the glue will deteriorate the suit and so on and so forth. That's not always the case, and I'm guessing that because it's glued inside the sleeve anyway, or inside the wrist peg, the glue is not going to hurt the suit. And if it does, like I said, it's going to be inside the glove. So that is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to put a coating of glue around and then just let it dry, and then I'm going to put the hand back on. So that's just Loctite brush on. Use a brush because obviously it's a lot easier to kind of paint it on than it is to dab it on, so to speak. So that is what I've done, as you see, right up into the edge of the suit. That should now harden right up. I think what I'm going to do on top of that is put either something like some black varnish just around the edge, because then I will see if the glove is still peeling that back, and what it will all do all together will harden it right up. So that is probably what I'm going to do once the glue's dried. Right, so that's all done. Glued, a little bit of varnish just where around the bottom of the thing. Zoomed in, bitch. Hold on, come on iPhone, work with it. There you go. I'm glued around it. That's just a bit of tissue, that actually. I just dried it off. But that now is rock hard, so that should be too coarse for the glove to even bother. In there. So I'm going to put the glove on. Hopefully the glove will go on a lot easier, and hopefully now when I rotate or anything else like that, it won't mark it. So let's pop one on and have a look. Some focus action going on. So that's it done. I'll keep an eye on it. If I notice any more deterioration, or it looks like the gloves are still pulling the varnish off the end of the arms, I'll let you know. But other than that, I will say the hands went on a lot easier. I didn't have to start twisting and popping them on. You just pretty much just pressed into place. So it's minimum resistance between the cuff and the sleeve. Other than that, be careful if you've got this figure coming. It is a beauty, but like Dean pointed out, it can look bad if something goes wrong with it. But I hope that's helped you. I don't know if these are things you'd want to do, but like you've seen, that's what I've done. I'm now happy with the figure. I feel it'll be protected a little bit better than it were. Not much more I can say other than this clicking, and I'm out of here.